flipping hot. Like, wow, unbelievable. My, it's hot, real hot. This is like melting. Let's see just how much this will stay on in the heat. It's just unbearably hot right now. You gotta mix your foundation if you don't have it just quite right, you know. Always mix. I feel like that's like the only way to get the right color. You know, just to kind of cover that double chin. The struggles. I like to do that just to kind of blend it in sometimes. All right, blush. Should we put something on in the background? I feel like that should do that. Let's see. What do we want to listen to? Podcast? Podcast? I think a podcast. That's usually what I listen to when I put makeup on. Let's see. All right, so this will do. It's not a very long one. Okay, apparently none of them are. All right, we'll stick with this. See how long this lasts, because it's a controversial one, but this is what I typically listen to when I get ready in the morning. Hassan Arabi, so it's a little political. Not a little, it pretty much just straight up is. Whatever.
That's so funny. In the past, what just took place right here would be major news.
Maybe I'll put it kind of back. Nope, you can't see it. Nope, you still can't see it. Well, okay, that's so small.
As soon as my ISP was destroyed and I went offline, Iran launched a barrage of missiles into Israel.
Well, there you go. I tried.
Ceasefire that was released in the most unceremonious ways possible, in the strangest ways possible. Donald Trump didn't make it clear what that ceasefire was looking like.
Control the oils. It's so hot.
Signed off on said ceasefire. It was basically as though Donald Trump came off the phone and was like, I'm doing a ceasefire and I'll cut it out now. And then I guess it happened kind of like a couple hours after that initial tweet, like an hour later. The Iranian government kept saying, oh, we get a ceasefire proposal as well, but then they were like, just kidding, we did get one. And if Israel stops striking right now, then we'll stop retaliating as well. But then Iran seemingly had one last salvo remaining, which they ended up sending Israel's way. This was a very deadly attack. It was one of the deadliest attacks for Israel. 5 people died in the process. And then Israel obviously was not going to take that. And they apparently sent airplanes in the direction, like bombing planes in the direction of Iran. And then Trump was like freaking out over it, complaining about Israel, saying like, you better not do this, you better not do this. But yeah, let's do it. Let's get it twisted. Let's get it popping. Trump ranted Israel around and ceasefire was violated within hours.
Okay. Old ass palette does the job.
Once again, sir, you are saving the world. Thank you for the ceasefire.
Fragile and still hanging in the balance, a furious Donald Trump today said the ceasefire he declared official at 6 a.m. this morning has been violated by both Iran and Israel. But in comments to reporters, he reserved his harshest criticism for Israel, closing them with an expletive.
You know, when I say, okay, you have $12, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on it. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one room.
That was crazy. He just straight up play-by-play. Okay, and by the way, trigger warning, guys. The president is about to be a meanie, okay? I'm just letting y'all know. Get ready. He's about to say a bad word.
Rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. We basically have 2 countries that have been fighting so long and so hard.
All right, you know what? Probably stuff on there that shouldn't be showing or listening. Let's listen to. I feel like David Pakman is less, you know, maybe. Daily Show.
Fear is not the only thing Trump is shutting down. He's also shutting down illegal immigration. In fact, it was probably the biggest thing he talked about during the campaign, aside from Arnold Palmer's speech, which is actually a thing that happened. But today, Trump faced his first setback.
Breaking news out of Seattle. A federal judge has just temporarily blocked President Trump's order attempting to end birthright citizenship.
The judge in this case is saying that they have been on the bench for over 4 decades, and this is a quote from the judge inside the courtroom. I can't remember another case where the question presented is as clear as this one. This is a blatantly unconstitutional order.
Whoa. What does the Constitution have to do with this? The Constitution is for gun stuff, okay? Who died and made this woke activist a judge, huh? Ronald Reagan. That liberal cuck. This judge has been judging for 4 decades and has never seen something, and I quote, so blatantly unconstitutional. I mean, that's like the judge equivalent of a Kendrick diss track. Like, all the other judges were like, oh shit, we concur. Usually the judge says this is constitutional or unconstitutional. Okay, but this is like next level unconstitutional. This is like if you took a pregnancy test and it said you are the least pregnant anyone's ever been. But Trump doesn't expect all these executive orders to pass legal scrutiny. He's signing those things the way like guys swipe right on every Tinder profile, okay? Yo, he just needs 1 or 2 to hit, and that's the weekend, baby. The point is, Trump is gonna try whatever he can to shut the border down. And last night, Trump sat down for some conversation and white manspreading with Sean Hannity to explain why.
In an Oval Office sit-down last night, President Trump repeated false claims that other countries are sending their prisoners here.
They've emptied it, so if I were president or prime minister or something of another country, I'd empty my jails right into America.
Well, that's telling.
Did do that.
Accurate also.
Remember? I think I handed you all those Cheesecake Factory menus and you signed them all. What's the thing? Look, Trump doesn't care whether migrants are technically criminals or not, because you can tell just by looking at them.
It's so thirsty. I haven't had this kind. Lucky. I'm not, I crossed out the second word. OG luck flavor. Let's see. It's green. So I'm thinking apple. I don't know.
Breaking news, old man not fan of tattoos. And yeah, probably the guys who face tattoos aren't going to be bankers. But maybe bankers should have face tattoos. I mean, 1 teardrop for every loan application they deny.
It's okay.
Stay clear of JP Morgan. That guy's loco.
It's okay. Kind of just tastes
Selling a gold card,
like a sweet
a
tart.
green card. This is a gold
Like
card.
generic sweet.
Putting a price
I
on
don't know. Not my favorite flavor.
$5 million.
It's okay, though.
It's gonna give you green card privileges plus.
Oh, green card privileges plus. See, I was still getting America with ads. Quick question. Question, if I'm unhappy with America, can I cancel my subscription after 7 days? I'm curious, what does this gold card do?
It's going to be a round 2 citizenship. And all the people who will be coming into our country by buying this card, they'll be lovely, and they'll be successful, and they'll be spending a lot of money.
Did this
What time
guy
is
put
it?
a cover charge on America?
Okay.
It's $5 million to get in, but he'll waive it if you bring in 3 hot girls with you.
Hello,
I guess it means the old way.
mate. I would assume you're, I don't know, Australia. Taking a guess. Stabbing in the dark right there.
Really, immigrant stories are going to be a lot less inspiring in the future. My grandfather came to this country with nothing but $5 million and then lives in his custom Louis Vuitton five-piece trunk set. Although I have to admit, I don't totally hate the idea of buying your way into a country. Hey, Canada. How you doing, girl? I'm just gonna come out and say it. I want to be in you. And listen, I don't have $5 million, but I do have $4 and a cough drop and this orange hat.
Oh my gosh. I meant to go for this, and I was going for that. Well, that would have been bad.
Put citizenship up for sale. Doesn't that mean that any monster can buy one as long as they're rich? Well, according to Trump,
Russian oligarch, eligible for a green card. You're not possibly gay. I know some Russian oligarchs that are very nice people. It's possible.
seems like Trump watched Adora and his takeaway from that movie was we need to do more to help out that rich Russian teenager. He's so good at sex. But if you're letting Russians come into the country, you gotta be careful, okay? I don't want to engage in stereotypes, but if you let a Russian in, then there's going to be a smaller Russian inside of him, and then an even smaller Russian inside of him, and on and on and on. There's always room. Bottom line, I'm not sure I like the idea of a special card that gives rich people unique access to America, but if we were going in that direction, we have an idea for how to market it.
For centuries, the world's poor and hungry have flocked to America's shores, and now you can jump that line. Introducing the Trump Gold Card for $100. You get citizenship plus exclusive access to Wyoming. Twice, and best of all, the Delta Sky Lounge. The Trump Platinum Card. You get 2 balls a year of free content. You've got cheats, 3 months of Apple TV Plus, and a gun. One more, the Trump Black Card. So you can get your own stuff. And even better,
Oh my gosh. My cat passed out down by my feet.
here's the Trump Diamond Card.
She kind of looks like she's melting into the floor. It's so hot. Way too early to be this hot.
And it works at Dave & Buster's. Get the Delta Sky Lounge. The Trump Immigration Card made in China.
Now, one of Trump's big promises for his second term was deporting violent immigrants from America, and he often mentioned one violent gang in particular.
Tren de Aragua. Remove the savage gang. Tren de Aragua. Tren de Aragua. Tren de Aragua.
Wow. Changes every time. That's amazing.
You know, the members of that gang are like, is that us? Sounds like my grandfather ordering Chipotle. I'll take the bar.
Northern Ireland. That's sick. I wish I could go there. Oh my God. I'm jealous.
Hundreds of these suspected Venezuelan gang members all the way back to El Salvador. So, close enough. And of course,
I pretty much wish I was like almost anywhere but where I'm at. Oh no, I take that back. It could be worse. Could be in like Florida. That feels worse.
The administration invoking an obscure law, the Aliens Enemies Act of 1798, which allows the government to deport people with little to no due process. That was last
That and it would probably be so much hotter.
Americans during World War
Like,
II.
I live in a northern state for a reason. I don't take the heat that well. And it's currently like a major heat wave right now. And yeah, I don't think I would. I've been to Florida 2-3 times to visit family, and kind of hated it every single time. Worst experience. Would have rather just stayed home and worked.
Then you don't really know if you're deporting
Yeah.
gang members. You're just deporting people who you think look like gang members. And if you start deporting every shady-looking guy with questionable tattoos, I mean, who's gonna go to jet skis? You know what? You know what? I'm sure Donald Trump has the cultural understanding to carefully discern who is a member of what's that gang name again?
Trendy or quiet.
Yeah.
That was it.
There's another problem with invoking this law, which is it's supposed to be used in wartime. So to make this work, Trump had to pretend that we're at war with Venezuela, which we're not. Not to mention, a pretend war is an extremely complicated concept.
All right, so
The Secretary of Defense on St.
I just got a new house. I'm currently in it right now, obviously. Just bought it. Like, literally. Well, bought it a couple weeks ago. Just moved in. I don't know. A week and a half ago. So, still learning, like, the new noises. How many times I've moved all together? And why? Well, first time was to get out of my parents' house. You know, I was in my, I don't know, mid-20s, I think, when that happened. And then it was a little one-bedroom apartment. I moved again, so that'll be the second time. In the same complex, just a bigger place, just to have some more space. It was a little, like, condo, townhouse, whatever you want to call it. And then moved from there to a refurbished mill, one-bedroom apartment. Smaller, but I did that one, so this would be a third move. Did that one because the price of the condo townhouse thing was just too high. It just got too expensive because I don't know if it's different where you're at, but here, if you're renting, they will up the price of your rent pretty much every year or every time you re-sign the contract, which is typically a year contract. So yeah, it went up. I think it started, I don't know, I forget now. It was a while ago. I think the price started around $1,250 a month, maybe $1,300 a month. And by the time we were leaving, it was like $1,400, close to $1,500 a month. And then we moved to the mill, refurbished mill apartment. Tiny apartment, like smallest one. And we were paying a little bit less, so we were able to save a few hundred a month. But then that was around COVID time. Well, before COVID time, and then we were living there through COVID time. And that's when, at least here, I think this was like around the world problem though, with the housing market, where renters and companies, landlords, everybody just came out and kind of screwed everybody over and just started upping the prices of housing. And that's what that apartment did to me. And typically when they up the price every year, it's not that. It's like $50 maybe a year. Like, so every month you pay an extra $50 instead of whatever the other price was. And that time they upped it $400, which, I don't know, I felt like that was very significant, which was obscene. And so I didn't have enough time to leave right away because they didn't give me enough notice to get like another place set up and get out. So I had to sock it up for a year and pay the, what was it? I think it was almost $1,800 a month for an extremely tiny one bedroom with nothing included. So I still had to pay electrical, heat, like all of that. Which it was stupid amount of money. Hated that experience. And then that's when, was it the fourth time? Then I moved out of there back to my parents' house because at this point you couldn't find an apartment that was an affordable price. So I moved back to my parents' house to be able to save up money. So this would be the fifth time of moving. I just spilled that. Hold on. I don't want nail polish remover on my floor. All right, let's hope that's not Okay, let's hope that's not gonna ruin the wood floor. But yeah, back into my parents' house for. I said it was only gonna be for a year, but I stayed there for like more like 2 years to save up money to then put a down payment to buy a house, and that's where I'm at now. Finally bought the house. But yeah, so I would be the. Oh man, I lost track. Fifth time would have been my parents, then the sixth time would have been the house. Hopefully we're done for a while. Like, I'm not going to say this is forever home. Who knows? Anything can happen. If I had somehow the opportunity to get a job somewhere and go to another country, I would love to snatch that up. But I don't think I can. I work for a company that is only in the US. If I could get YouTube to like pop off somehow and this was my job, dude, 100% I would leave. Go like anywhere else. But here we are. Sadly. I don't know if that's like, is that a lot of times of moving? I'm thinking about this now. I'm like, is that a lot? I actually have not reacted to them. I don't even know if I've really watched them in general. I think maybe Mind Junkie. I've seen like one video. I should check them out. I should rate them. Now that I say this. Hang on. Piece of paper. We can find one. I'm going to write it down. Oh, I have other things written down back here. Would you look at that? Okay. I'm gonna write those down. What is it? Sir Spooks. Okay, noises again. What? I don't know what these noises are. I don't like it. It's an older house, so I guess, and I'm home alone right now, so I don't know. I guess scared. I watch this stuff, which also scares me, and sometimes I actually don't even care to watch it. It's just like I get scared easily, so it works. But and like I have 2 cats. They tend to, do stupid things, be creepy. They're both black cats, so they're creepy. They like sit in the shadows, and all you see is eyeball, that kind of thing. But one is right here, sleeping. I don't know where the other one is, but I thought he was in the other room, sleeping. Sir. And Mind Junkie. Okay. Wrote those down, and I think there was Project Fear, somebody else told me about, that I gotta check out, which I have seen a few things on too, but not that much. Honestly, the most I've ever seen stuff, I used to watch Ghost Adventures, which isn't, like, I guess it's on YouTube now, but I used to watch Ghost Adventures a lot. And I just listened to stuff, like podcast stuff that would talk about like creepy ghost things. So it wasn't so much watching, I would just be listening to it. Hmm.
It might be a nice way to get promoted. Instead of ICE agents disappearing you up in unmarked vehicles, Ryan Seacrest walks into your living room with a TV and is like,
I'm trying to find. Apparently, I don't have any base coats. All right, we'll use this one. I just bought this at some discount store the other day that's in my area. And, well, there's a reason why it was on discount. It was only $2. Oh, well.
Well, habeas corpus is a constitutional right that the president has to be able to remove people from this country.
My mom is supposed to be stopping by this morning. I don't know what time it is for you guys, but it is almost 8 o'clock in the morning here. I get up early, typically. So she's supposed to be swinging by in about an hour. I'm not really sure why, to be honest. She just texted me yesterday and was like, you mind if I swing by tomorrow morning? I was like, sure. She's gonna come by early because she got COVID during COVID time, and the repercussions from it. She now has long-term COVID, I guess is one way to call it, COPD, lung issues, whatever you feel like calling it. So the heat and the humidity do not go well for her. So she's gonna come over early before it gets too hot. It's already, what was it? Last I checked, it was 81 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that would be in Celsius. Sorry. 1 p.m. Wednesday. Yeah. It's Wednesday here too. 1 p.m. now. That's crazy. It's already like halfway through the day. You got that too? Damn. It's insane. I work with people that have it too. I never tested positive for COVID, but I believe I got it way before they started announcing it here in America, like really talking about it. So it was months before then, before they were like, oh, this is a thing going on. They were like, before they were like, oh, it's just a thing in China and it's not a big deal and we're fine. And then that was not true. And I'm pretty sure around that time I had it because real sick for weeks. That was an awful experience. But thankfully I didn't get like the long COVID or whatever, all those symptoms. I had the loss of smell for a while.
Immigration attorneys say they were deported to South Sudan, which is a war-torn country where the State Department advises Americans not to travel.
You work in a care home? That'll be the quickest way to get it. I work in retail. Nothing fancy. It's like boring and stupid. But it's a company that pays well, so they treat you there in place decent. So, yeah, and I think any place that you work at that just involves with like deals with a lot of people, like a care home being one, because you could probably deal with people that have bad immune systems to begin with. It's almost guaranteed you're gonna get it. Which sucks because now there's like other variants. I feel like there's other things. There's always gonna be though. You can't avoid that, but still, it's kind of crazy. It's just a, biological thing. Something's always going to mutate and turn into something else. Always protect yourself. There's always ways around it. Hence why we have the vaccines to try to prevent as much as we can. But, when you have mass groups of people, at least here, we have mass groups of people located in certain areas that refuse to take vaccines for certain things. That's when the things that we didn't see for a long time pops up again, like polio, measles, because that's happening here now. Measles popped up out of nowhere, just in certain states and little towns of people that just were like, yeah, I don't need a vaccine. Vaccines are bad. And now there's a whole bunch of people. It's not funny, but like at the same time, what else do you do? So yeah, a bunch of people got measles. I think some people had tuberculosis. That was another one that popped up. People started getting tuberculosis, and 2 different states. Might have spread to a couple more states, but it was like small, secluded little areas. You could tell it was like a pocket, like a little town of like probably red hat people that are very against getting a vaccine. And well, maybe get the vaccine. Although now I'm a little nervous about getting vaccines because the guy in charge of health here is not all there. Have I ever messaged the twins? No. I don't think I would. I don't know. I don't know why. I just don't think I would. I'm so small and insignificant, and they're like huge. Nah, I don't think I ever would. Like, if they contacted me, cool, but even then I feel like I'd be nervous. I'd be like, is this real? I would be questioning if this was real. But yeah, never messaged them. Now you're making me think about it.
Okay, don't worry.
I wouldn't even know what to say. Like, it feels weird. Like a very parasocial relationship situation because I'm so small. I'm like just your average person in comparison to them. Like, I'm no one. Oh, I feel like they're super cool guys though. So it'd be super, I don't know, it'd just be so cool to hang out with them because they're chill and they just seem like genuine good people. So which is one of the reasons why I like watching them, because there have been some channels I like have seen and yeah, it might be a good channel, but then I look into the people and I'm like, oh, they don't seem great. They seem very like full of themselves and kind of, you know, and I'm like, I'd rather just not promote that. If I can avoid it, obviously can't always avoid that, but I really appreciate it. I feel like I'm still very new to this, and I feel like my reactions are, I don't know, I watch other people's reaction videos, I'm like, why am I not like that? Maybe it's better that way, something different, but I don't know. They clip theirs. I feel like a lot of other people clips theirs more, which I might have to do with the new stuff that the twins are putting out because it's so long, and my camera just can't handle that. But I don't know. A lot of people do a lot more just clipping it and just, whereas I sit and watch. And I realize you can't even do that with everything. Some you will have to clip because they'll come after you. Like I won't be allowed to post it if I don't clip it. So in the future, I might have to start doing that. It just sucks because it means a lot more editing and I'm doing everything. I don't have like a team, you know, I'm not getting paid that any kind of money, really. I'm getting paid not even enough to pay my cell phone bill. So from Germany, oh, I would love to somehow manage to collab with them, but I don't think that would be happening. And if it does, it wouldn't be anytime soon because I don't have the funds to travel. Nor actually, I can't even board a plane right now with my license, so that's a problem. I'm gonna work on that within the next month. That's a problem I gotta fix. And yeah, I don't know. It would be amazing to. I'd love to, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. I'm too small. They're huge. They're like, they got millions of people watching them. Million subscribers, but like millions are still watching. To get people to subscribe is like kind of harder than you would expect. So they definitely have the viewing. They just, you know, let me just knock something over. They just, the people just don't hit the subscribe button all the time. It's hard to get that. That and to comment and the like, all that is, you know, it's surprisingly harder than you expect. And YouTube is probably one of the harder platforms to get that momentum. So the fact that they got there, it's freaking amazing. We can't all dream. I will still dream about it. Like, you know, I'm not going to give up on it. It might happen. I'm not going to say it's never going to. It'd be amazing if it could, but one day we can all hope. I want to paint my nails. I had a sparkly green on earlier that I did literally the other day, but I think I need to throw it out. I think that one's old because it never dried down and it was just always a little tacky, so we're fixing that. I gotta go through my nail polish and get rid of a bunch.
What is it, young girl and Vader?
This is true. They did. Everybody kind of started small. I guess not everybody, but they definitely did start small. I've been watching them for quite some time. It would, dude, I would love to go on a hunt with them. I would also, would be embarrassed because I've never actually done a hunt. I've never done any of that. I grew up around a lot of that kind of stuff. My family gets very into it. They all kind of feel like they are connected with a lot of that stuff. Not all of them, but some. And I kind of feel a little bit of that too, so I get that, but I don't think I would handle it well out in, like, reality. I watch a lot of it, but, like, actually doing it, it would be embarrassing. Hilarious, so if anything, maybe great content. But we'll see. My aunt's house, was for sure haunted, hardcore haunted. I live in New England, so the part of America the oldest part of America, I guess you could say. So definitely a lot of haunted places because just the house, everything is old. Most things are old here. So it's kind of expected, you know? All the wars kind of happened not here, but this general side. It's not like California where it's like, you know, everything's kind of newer. It's the newer part of, even though there's a lot of haunted stuff over there too. Just a lot of messed up stuff happened down this way, so haunting things everywhere. I think one of the, I don't want to say favorite ones that they did was the Conjuring house, but it kind of was. But that just because it hits home for me because I don't live that far from the Conjuring house. So, I don't know, I just got a special liking to that video. It was multiple videos, but not even a ton happened, but I just liked it just because I was like, ooh, I can relate. Oh, my cat left me. That's upsetting. She was supposed to guard me from if there was a ghost in the house or something. All right. What color? I'm just gonna close my eyes, shuffle my hand around in the bin of nail polish, and see what happens. I say I'm gonna do this every time, and then whatever I pull out, I'm like, this is what I'm gonna put on. I look at it, and I'm like, okay, we'll try it one more time. Let's see. Okay, see, this is what I'm saying. It's clear. It's not gonna work out. I try. That was a base coat. We'll try again. You know what? That's a good point. I don't know. I also see. I'm a person that I'm not gonna say there isn't aliens. I'd like to think that how can you think that there's life on this one planet and that the solar system, universe, everything is huge, and not think that there's some other possible life out there? In my head, I'm like, obviously there's got to be something out there. It's huge. We don't even know all of it. We only know our one little galaxy, and even then, we don't know that much on that. So, I feel like there's definitely got to be other life out there. Mind you, I'm not saying super intelligent life. I don't know. Obviously, we don't know any of it. So, could be just little life. Anything. I don't know. I feel like it's for sure possibly aliens, but to think, for the people that think for sure there is aliens out there, and then are also no such thing as ghosts. I feel like that's kind of hard to just back up, because you're being firm on a thing that you've never seen, and then just ixnay on something else that you've also never seen. I guess you could put that into the religious stance too, which very much gets controversial, but I don't know. I'm not particularly religious though, so I'm more of a, well, I haven't seen it, but if you can make any sorts of proving of anything in the most minute way, then maybe at least ghosts, usually you can get prove a little something. Yes, you can debunk a lot of things, and great, for sure, debunk it. But if you can kind of, or at least leave it unexplained, okay, I can get that. But the religious, a lot of the religious stuff for me, it's I can't. There isn't definitive proof on almost anything. A lot of it is just he said, she said, he said, that kind of thing. And it's that's the game of telephone that gets skewed off in the process as it goes down, and you can't count that anymore. All right. Okay. Ooh. Maybe we'll stick with that one? Sure. What shade of color are we looking at? Raising the roof. Nice little maroon. it's probably a terrible idea to do this with a fan on directly in front of me, but we're doing it. So I'm plopping it down, and it's just trying to dry instantly.
The American guys quoted me a patio figure that just was minimum basic cable, John. You're right, I can't get behind indiscriminately kicking out blameless workers, especially since I still want to plant a koi pond. But you know what? You can't expect a compassionate approach to deportation.
So do any of you guys live in like parents' house, apartment, house? Any of those things? And if so, any haunted? Like, I would assume, yeah. I think there was other countries that are like way more haunted things going on. You know, America's like one of the youngest country, or if not the youngest country out there. At least founded wise, yeah. So I would imagine you gotta have some like major ghost things going on in other places. It's gotta be insane. Oh, that's crazy. That's insane. So, pretty much your grandmother saved your mom. That's insane. See, those are the experiences, like, I, like, so many people would probably write off and be like, that's not true, you're just making that crap up, because they can't see it, there's no way to prove it, but, like, at the same time, it's like, you can't discredit a person just because they're telling you this, and you didn't see it happen. Like, they experienced it, just, you know, be like, okay. That's crazy. I've had some family members say, have, like, similar, not the same experience, like, they didn't save them in any way, but, like, they passed, and then, like, an aunt or grandmother or someone would say that they had seen them right as they passed or a little after they passed, saying that they were, like, okay. Or, like, everything's fine. That kind of thing. Nothing as crazy or intense as, like, they were saved, which is, like, that's so cool. Like, I hope she's okay with everything. Like, I don't know the reason why she needed to be saved, but, like, glad that happened.
So clearly they're not real, but another comment under that video simply says, why did I watch this?
Oh my gosh, I can't paint a straight line. Reason why I'm not a nail artist, apparently.
Dozens of similar videos by the same creator, and if you've been seeing more stuff like that lately, it's because the spread of AI generation tools has made
Oh my god. Your parents' house is over 100 years old. But it's not haunted? Oof. That's crazy. Damn. I don't understand. How is it not haunted and it's over 100? My parents have a table. It's just a table with a set of chairs that's over 100 years old. It's not haunted, but, like, that's just a table and chairs. That's insane. A light figure. Was it the shape of a figure, or was it, like, more like a blobby ball thing? Because I had the blobby ball thing situation happen when I was a kid. I thought it was my cat, found out it was my cat, and then it freaked me out. I was terrified of it, too. So, like, I feel like it wasn't anything particularly good, because bad feelings came off of that thing. I never forgot that. And I actually don't remember a good chunk of my childhood for some reason. Not really sure why, but I don't remember a good chunk of my childhood, and that is one thing that's very significant that never left me. I remember that very well. Chilling in the corner of the living room, I fell asleep on the couch. It was dark, everybody else was in bed, and that thing was there. And I thought it was a cat, and I wanted to go over, but then something about it was like keeping me away from it, and I was, I don't know about this. And then I ran off to my parents' room because I got scared, and I saw the cat in their bed, and I was like, oh, what the hell was that? And I was like, and I went to bed. Banshees, yeah, no, all set with them. All set.
This is so obviously AI, and it's so frustrating.
It was like the silhouette of your dad, but in light. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I get what you're saying. Oh, but your dad is still alive. Okay, well, that's... Do you think it was another family member that had passed? Maybe it was another family member down, like, that has already passed. Like, I don't know if your grandfather's still alive or great-grandfather, you know, maybe it was something like that, visiting. That's so strange. I feel like if it was something more of in the shape of an actual figure, that would scare the living hell out of me. A blob was one thing, and I could barely handle that. So an actual figure, oh, that would not go well. To be honest, in scenarios like that, I think I don't even think I would run away. I think in scenarios like that, I'd probably freeze up. Because I've had already scenarios. It wasn't even ghost related. I just get scared over nothing. And I literally freeze up. I just inhale and freeze. Stop breathing and freeze. Horrible reaction. That's not the way that you should react. Bad life, like trying to stay alive skills. I can't apparently do that. Oh, yeah, grandma. Could be grandma. My grandmother passed in my parents' house. They were staying with us. Or technically, it was my great-grandmother. They were staying with us, and she ended up passing in our house. And then we had built an addition to the house for them to stay in that addition. And then I was older, kind of like in college, but going to a local college. So I stayed at home so we didn't have to pay for living at the college. Saved like $20,000. So I moved into their area of the house when they passed. And I swear, you know, it was my grandma. I called her Meme. And I swear Meme was like messing with me. But she was that kind of lady. She was like, she was a funny lady. She'd mess with you. So she was a sweetheart, but she'd mess with you. So I feel like she was messing with me because I remember I was in the bathroom, which of course she had to mess with me in the bathroom because I freaking I'm terrified of them. And I tossed a tissue in the trash can and it went in the trash can. And I turned around and I looked in the mirror. And at this point, I was, time. Doesn't take long for something to fall. Gravity. And I looked in the mirror and I see in the mirror, I can see the trash can and I see the tissue get like thrown out of the trash can. I like probably went pale as all hell. And I booked it out of the bathroom, went running to my parents' side of the house. And my mom was like, what's wrong? And I told her. And she's like, that was probably Meme. I was like, oh, okay. I was a little weary for a while, but that was my, that scared me. Sleep paralysis. Oh. Sleep paralysis is a crazy thing. One time have I had that in my life. One time. And I could do without that for the rest of my life again. All set with it. That was one of the scariest moments. It was at the beginning of when I moved in at the Mill apartment. Within the first weeks of living there, it was so bad. Never had that before. Never experienced even anything remotely like that. Worst experience. It was like something came down dark over me and I couldn't move. Obviously sleep paralysis. I couldn't move my body. I was like fighting it. It felt like I was like sweating trying to fight it. And I remember trying to scream at it and I couldn't. So I just was like mentally screaming, like screaming at it, like, no, get away, leave here, like like screaming stuff like that at it. And eventually it left, but it was like one of the most terrifying things ever. And from then on, I swear, like it was an old mill. Some messed up stuff happened there back in the day when it was a functioning running mill. So 100%, I do not deny. I think that place is for sure haunted. The stairwell in the middle of the mill that I used to use to go down to the bottom basement floor to where the gym was, not a great area. I would always get very dizzy in that stairwell. And it was like not claustrophobic or tiny. It was a sizable, nice, nothing wrong with it stairwell. Every time I went there, I was so dizzy walking down those steps. And the elevator wasn't like top-notch elevator, so I didn't want to take the elevator. I just was like, this thing's gonna break down, I'm gonna be stuck in it, so I'm just gonna take the stairs every time. But yeah, the mill that was an experience. On top of the fact that I signed a lot of paperwork on that place that I did not read. Not gonna lie. There was a booklet, this thick. You have to sign every single page. It kind of goes with the process of signing a contract when you're renting. And this place was just a little bit bigger because it was an old building. They had like paperwork about lead and asbestos and all that. And it said it passed inspections. Questionable, very questionable that I actually did, because towards the halfway point of living there, I lived there for almost 4 years probably, I noticed a lot of health things. Like I was getting bloody nose almost every day, thinning hair, my nails were like brittle, it was just tired all the time. I swear there was complaints about that it's a company that owns that mill. They own multiple mills around the state, probably multiple states even. And they've had complaints of some in a different city that they're riddled with mold. This one that I was at did not seem to have that issue, but I was also at the top floor, which is less likely to have mold. The bottom floor is more likely because it's more damp. So I didn't have mold in my apartment, but I swear there's probably asbestos. Mold was probably still in the building, so I'm still being affected by it. It was awful. And once I moved out, within the first month, 2 months of moving out and living back at my parents' house, noticed more energy coming back. Bloody noses were slowing down significantly. It's like that place had some regulation problems. And I'm sure it was just getting passed because the company that owns the building, I'm not going to name any names just in case, I don't know. But the company that owns the building, and then whenever they had a lawsuit and they had to go to court, the judge happened to have the same name as the company that owns the buildings, or the same last name as that company. So I'm like, that's illegal. You're not allowed to have a judge that has any affiliation with one of, the clients or whatever you'd call it. I'm not a legal person, but I do know that much. You can't have any affiliation. If so, you have to find a different judge. But they found a loophole, and they seem to never be getting in trouble for even the places that are obviously riddled with mold, like the ones in the city. That's bad. Okay, I hear a noise. It's just my cat on a cat scratcher. It's okay. It's like I can see it's getting brighter in my hallway, and then I think it's just because the sun is higher now. And it's just reminding me about how hot it is. It's supposed to be another heat wave today. And I'm like, no. Yesterday, the past 2 days, it's been a heat wave. I'm a lucky person. For the current moment, I'm able to have 3 days off a week right now, which is almost unheard of. it's not going to be forever. I'm eventually going to have to go back to only 2 days off a week, which sucks because it makes it harder to film and then edit and then do all that because then I have almost no time off, but that's okay. But the 3 days I've been getting off this past couple of weeks since I moved into the house, so hot. It seems like it's always on those 3 days, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to get so much done on my days off. I'm going to be so productive. No. The heat ruins it. I can't get anything done. It's like, I even bought a treadmill. I'm trying to, in the basement, I'm trying to build a mini gym. And who knows, maybe I'll try to do a little bit of side content on, like, try to get healthy, because since living at my parents' house and being in the mill, I've definitely put on weight that I can't stand, because both places were just so small. And the mill, there was a gym there, but it was in the basement, and it was a creepy mill, so I didn't go down there as much as I probably should have because I was creeped out. You would hear noises. There was a door in that basement in the gym. There was a door that was like you only maintenance people or whatever could access. One time I saw the maintenance guy actually go in there. I saw him open the door. It wasn't finished. It was literally a stone tunnel underground. Just stone, dirt floor, stones. And it just went into the darkness. I don't even know why he was going in there. Like, what were you doing? What were you getting? And I was like, how far does it go? I was tempted to want to, like, just check it out. Because it's like there's apparently a stone pathway just tunneling underground to who knows where. But I was good and I didn't. And I was also freaked out by myself, so I probably wouldn't have done it either way. But yeah, so I didn't work out much while I was there. And then when I was at my parents' house, we were living in just 2 rooms. Hey, bud. That's my other cat. So there was there was no room to work out. I could have gone for a run outside occasionally, but I live in an area where typically the weather is not great, so limited to do that too. So now that I have a house and a little bit more space, the basement will have a mini gym. I have a treadmill. I'm so excited about that. Still paying it off though. But I don't know, when we will do that, we'll do some workout stuff occasionally, and we can try to be healthy. Not even trying to lose like crazy amounts of weight or be anything like, you know, just like when I work out, I notice the next day I just feel better, and I just like that. So it'd be good to do that. I missed a whole half of this nail. It's fine. Just ignore that. What time is it, guys? 8:30. All right. I got a little while longer, and then I'll have to hop off because my mom will be coming, and I should probably pick up a little. Even though I'm still living half out of boxes because I still haven't fully unpacked. That's going to take time. But it's okay. My office, I'm so excited to have an office for filming. In my own room, I could like shut the door, do my own thing. But the office currently is utter trash. This is like the last room that I'm really going to work on. So, But yeah, you should work out more too. See, we could do it together. That's what I'm thinking about. Just like maybe we'll go live occasionally, and we can just like do some working out together. I ordered mats to go on the floor. I don't know how many it's going to end up being or how big they are, so we'll find out. I think it's only going to be enough to put the treadmill on, which I don't think I really need to put the treadmill on. They said that you're supposed to put like gym equipment like that on specific flooring, but I think I got lucky. React to the Mended family? Oh, is this like a twin paranormal one? All right, I'm gonna have to look that one up. Hang on, I'm gonna put it on the list I have now. Okay, it's on the list. Benjamin, how you doing? You wanna come here? You can go on live. No, he's just I don't know what he's doing. I know it's hot. I'm sorry, bud. He's just gonna sit in the doorway. Okay. Oh, Mendez. My bad. My bad. Mendez. That sounds that sounds better. I don't know. I don't know if I've seen that episode yet either, to be honest. Maybe. I feel like with the twin paranormal stuff, it's starting to blur together, so I have to like look at the episode, watch the first like couple minutes, and then I can tell you like, oh yeah, I've seen this, and or oh no, this is a new one for me. Just by naming it out there, at this point, I'm like, not a clue. They're all like the same now. It's all a blur.
This creator used to make videos about tornadoes, about planes on fire, possibly experimenting in the hopes of going viral.
Oh, come on. Air travel is scary enough now. Without people making up new disasters. It's why you have to be careful and look for clues like...
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Painting my nails with my left hand, my non-dominant hand. Woo! Well, you would have thought I let a 5-year-old do them. Honestly, the 5-year-old probably could have done better. Wow. I'm just gonna wash off my skin eventually. Their attachments, yeah. So I, not that long ago, realized, like I knew about Kevin, but I just not that long ago found out that they had more than that, which is crazy. The man passed away on a motorbike. What? Is this the Mendez thing? What, did he get in an accident? And then like attached to, or is it like one of the Mendez people and died on a motorbike? And now I'm so confused. One day I'll have to like show you guys a little bit of the house. I don't want to go crazy showing off the house too much, you know, because you just don't want to necessarily show too much of your house line. It's probably just not a thing you should do, but show some parts of my house because it's like for the area it's kind of an older house. I'm sure compared to where you guys are it's nothing, but for my area it's kind of an older house, and it's still got a lot of the older situations happening. They kept like the older doorknobs on like almost all of the doors, which I love. Oh, it sounds stupid, but I'm kind of obsessed with the doorknobs. They're amazing to me, even though half of them don't even work properly, but whatever. Oh, the man used to live in the house before her. Okay. The plot. Barney's just being creepy. It's just like sneaking around everywhere. If one of them came by and just like decided to actually be near me, I would pick them up and show the cat off to you. But there's Lucy. They're both black cats. Lucy, I swear she has a form of dwarfism in her. She's real short, but now she's also real wide. She's real fat. It's a problem. She's on a diet. And then there's Bernie, also black cat. He's like a normal sized cat. If anything, kind of just like a big cat, not fat, just a big boy. And he has what we like to call a broken ear. It's not, well, it's kind of broken. It's not really broken. It's like one ear's normal and the other one's like this, permanently like this. Because he had like a hematoma one day in his ear. Hey, bud, come here. And so his ear ballooned up We took him to the emergency vet, and they said they couldn't just like let it drain on its own. So we did. When it drained, it stayed permanently like this. So it's just thick with cartilage. It's just thickened scar tissue and stuff. And that's what he is. He's just a little broken, a little wonky. If anything, it just makes him cuter. The poor boy. I do wonder if that ever affected anything like his hearing in any form in that ear. I don't really know. I don't know how to test that out. I don't think it did, but not sure. He keeps going in the other room, in and out of it. I'm so glad this fan. I ordered this fan yesterday, 2 days ago. I take that back. 2 days ago, it showed up yesterday morning. Friggin' best purchase. It's tiny, but it's mighty. Like, it's the best thing ever. It extends taller. It like flips. I love it. Best thing. I never thought I would be so obsessed with something as stupid as a fan. But it's just so hot. It's like, it's not even like the temp wise isn't crazy. It's the humidity that comes with it. That's what's making it absolutely terrible. It's kind of awful. My teapot. Should all over. I haven't had breakfast. I don't know. I don't know what to eat. It's kind of too hot. I almost don't want to eat. I've had coffee. I've had a lot of caffeine. Coffee. Lucky Energy. Which the flavor's fine. It's not amazing. It just tastes like generic sweet. I ordered a case of a different flavor, and it's strawberry and cream. That is the flavor I'm very excited to try. I can't wait. But I don't know. It's called OG Luck. I don't know. It sounded cool. Didn't say what it tasted like. I just assumed apple because it's green. But I don't know. Sweet. It's fine. I'm not mad at it. Yay. Guys, I don't want to clean. Gotta clean. I don't want to. All right, I got dishes in the sink before my mom gets here. Dishes, laundry. And I probably should move boxes. Do all that stuff before my mom gets here. So then she can't be like, did you do anything since the last time I was here? I feel like she might say. So let's try to avoid that. All right, guys. I don't know. I'm sure I'll probably do a live again. This is my first time doing a live, at least on YouTube. I've done it once or twice or a couple times. Coming back from a holiday and then having to play, it's honestly the worst feeling. I get that. It's the worst feeling. It's daunting because you almost need a holiday after the holiday. That's what I feel like. I think we should all start advocating for this to happen. You go on holiday, you get another short holiday to recover from holiday. I don't know. It just feels like that's what we should all do. Sounds right to me. To be honest, I don't think I've ever even I haven't been on a holiday in forever. I took time off, but I didn't do anything for like vacation. Took 10 days off, which is a long time for here. That's unheard of. Took 10 days off for moving, and that was it so far this year. Now I got no time to take time off again because I used all of it for that. So if I'm sick, well, that sucks. have to just like suck it up or just call out and be like, not get paid. Which I can't do because I just bought a house and it's stupid expensive because interest is so high. But it was that or rent an apartment that would cost just as much. So might as well get the house at that point. All right. It was nice seeing you guys, honestly. This was actually kind of fun. I didn't mind it. I was a little nervous. I was like, I don't know what it's gonna be like on YouTube. I always did it on TikTok. I don't do it much on TikTok. Honestly, it's been a long time, but I've done it on there before, so it's like less scary for some reason. But I don't know. YouTube live felt weird, especially the vertical live. I don't think that's caught on really. I think a lot of people just do the horizontal live. That's more of the popular thing. Maybe one day I'll do that too. I was thinking about trying. I think I have ADHD because my mind is going all the time. But I was thinking about trying to do some either lives or just videos in general of doing video gameplay, but scary video games. You know, so it's almost like I'm reacting to horror stuff, but it's a video game. Jump scares is usually what gets me, and those things usually have a lot of jump scares. So I was thinking about doing that. I have one game already downloaded on my computer. I'm awful at playing video games. I'm awful at video games. I'm terrible at it. I'm like the people that are like trying. It's like cringy. It's like I'm trying to figure out how to move. It's terrible. But I'm sure I'd get the hang of it. I'll learn. I'll figure it out. And yeah, maybe we'll do some of that. Just to throw some new content out there. Just change things up occasionally. I'm gonna try to keep up with still doing the normal content, but like just to throw some other stuff, see what happens. If it's not a favorite, we can stop. But I just want to like test the waters. So yeah, there's that. I have a few things on my list. Obviously, you guys probably see that I do some unboxing stuff just because I have a miniature problem. And I also like do building miniature stuff, which I do. I just haven't really filmed it. And I haven't done it in a while because I haven't had time. So maybe we'll do a little bit of that. That's more chill. That's more like of a quiet, chill moment. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, so there's that. And I don't know if you guys have any other ideas in general. Shoot it out. I was also thinking about doing like trash TV reactions. That might be a terrible idea. I don't know. Trash TV reactions would be harder because there's a lot of copyright involved with that. So that's definitely one that I would have to like clip out big time. But sounds intriguing. I haven't watched trash TV in a long time. I used to. And it was great stuff. I don't know if you guys call it trash TV. It's like drama TV, you know? I don't know. Over here we call it trash TV. And it's like Real Housewives, and I think one of them was like the 1,000 Pound Sisters. That was one that was popular for a moment. I don't think it's popular anymore though. I haven't watched it in so long I don't even know what's out there. So yeah. I have to look into that. I used to watch Hoarders a lot. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, it's still a guilty pleasure occasionally. I really enjoy the Hoarders one. It's disgusting, but it's honestly, if you need motivation to clean your house, maybe watch that. That always helped me get motivation for cleaning my house, because my house is nowhere near that bad, but like, I don't know, it just somehow gives you motivation. I think it's the bugs. I think you see the bugs and you're like, no, okay, let me clean. I think that was the problem. But that might be on the list. I don't know, I've been thinking, trying to get momentum. Move things along a little bit. I think it'll go well. And if it doesn't, oh well, who cares? We tried. I'd rather say I tried and it not work than not try and be like, well, that could have worked. You know, I don't want that guilt.
Presidents going back to Bill Clinton.
All right, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. You like the game idea a lot. Thank you. I'm really hoping that one works out. I'm gonna probably have to have help figuring out how to set up my situation for that, but we'll get there. I did game. I think I played The Sims. No, that was on Twitch. I did it for a hot minute. Maybe we'll go back on Twitch one day, try to do live streams on Twitch for stuff. But I did a hot minute of playing The Sims on Twitch. That was a fun time. I liked it. But yeah, not gonna lie to you. Since this is my first time live on YouTube right now, I do not know how to turn this off. I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, how do I do this? There's no button. There's an X. I don't know that. Plus? Nope. Okay, I know how to start a poll now. All right, this is gonna be a fun time. Give me a minute. And then when it ends it, then we know I figured it out. Hey, I figured it out. All that. Okay. I'm gonna end the live now. Yeah, thanks for joining, guys. I highly appreciate it. We'll do this again sometime. This was fun. It was just chill, relaxing, hanging out. I'll see you for next time, whenever. I don't know.